Well, especially here on Long Island, most people we're taxed very heavily on Long Island. So people have, big mortgages and high taxes, and so what that comes down to is both people are working in the household in order to pay their bills on Long Island. So it doesn't free up that much time to go and scoop the dog poop. But every kid wants a dog, so that's why we're affordable. I mean, we're for one dog a week, we're $9 a week, so anybody can afford us. So we're in small houses to big mansions. So it's definitely a benefit to the consumer, and it provides a good service and a healthy environment for the family to play in the backyard.
Oh wow, yeah, that's great pricing, Jim. That's definitely $9. I mean, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Jim, let me get this straight though. I hear you don't even own any dogs. Is it true?
Yeah, I don't have a dog. Well, you know how many dogs I see a week? We actually got 3 cats and some raccoons in the backyard.
Raccoons. What are you doing with those?
My backyard borders up to a preserve, so the raccoons come over and eat macaroni at night.
So are you scooping up their poop or no?
No, my theory is if I feed them at my house, they go poop at the neighbor's house.
That's great, Jim. Jim, when you started Scooby-Doo, were you still working your other job? What were you doing before that?
Like I said, I had some other things cooking. I was in the tire business for a long time. I had a tire shop in our town for 14 years and a detail shop and a gold plating business going at the same time. So at that time, I wanted to start Scoopy, and it's always better to start a business while you have something else cooking, so this way you don't have to draw from that business in the beginning, and you can kind of let it build. So that's what we did. And the other businesses, though I loved them, I started getting tired of them. I always need something new going on. And I wound up selling each one of those businesses at a profit.
Oh, wow. That's great, Jim. So how did you expand to over 1,000 customers on a weekly basis?
Well, nothing is easy. Whether it's dog poop or whatever business you're in, you really got to focus on customer service, customer satisfaction, and follow up. The bottom line is if you do what you say you're going to do, you won't have a problem. So most companies will promise you this, promise you that, and they don't deliver. So as long as you build up and stand behind your commitment, you make it happen. And again, it doesn't come easy. It's a lot of 7-day-a-week, putting time into the business and everything that goes along with starting your own business. But the rewards are great.
Right, definitely, Jim. So you were out there scooping poop when you first began?
In the beginning, yeah, I was scooping poop up until a few years ago. I started out the first week, I had 10 accounts just by word of mouth, asking people in my tire shop. Then it kept growing and growing and growing, more trucks, more accounts. But again, now I have the whole system down, so it's a pretty easy startup at this point.
Wow, that's great, Jim. That's great. A lot of hard work and dedication to get this thing started, man.
Yeah.
I saw an article on the Huffington Post about you predicting the election results based on the shape of dog poop. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, I've been looking, we're in the field and we saw a lot of different shapes of the poop in the ground, and more at the time, more shapes were looking like Mitt Romney than Obama. So we had a whole theory behind that. We thought that Romney was going to win the election, but I guess we were off by a couple of turns.
That's funny, Jim. Did that drive you a lot of service? How'd that do as far as your business?
Yeah, we had actually we did a press release on it, and all the media picked us up. We were all over the place. We were picked up by radio stations, TV news networks. It was great exposure for the business and a lot of fun. We also did the same thing with the Olympics. We tried to predict the Summer Olympics or the Winter Olympics rather, and we didn't do too good with that either. We were a little off.
That's great, Jim. Let's see if you can predict the next one then.
Of course.
Jim, I heard you have a reality TV show in the works. How true is that?
Yeah, we were scouted by a couple of networks, and actually we're in a development contract now. I can't talk too much about it, but good things are happening. We got some really good players and some big hitters in the reality TV segment, and they're all behind us. When we hit the air, forget about it.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Jim. I can't wait to see that on TV.
It's pretty funny.
Jim, for other entrepreneurs watching this, what advice would you give to them in getting started with any idea that they have?
I always encourage any entrepreneur. There's really two types of people, in my opinion. There's self-employed people and there's employed people. You know, if you're a worker bee and you go out there and that's what you want to do and that's your mindset, that's fine. But if you're an entrepreneur, you either have it or you don't have it. If you have the drive and you want to make the commitment, definitely go for it because you'll be regretting it the rest of your life. You want to take that chance and follow your dreams.
Great advice, Jim. Great advice. Thank you. Jim, for all our local viewers who are owners, can you tell us how they can get started with your service and if you have any special coupons that you could offer them?
We have coupons now where it's $20 off the first month. And again, our service is relatively very affordable and inexpensive. And it's all about customer loyalty. So if you refer somebody, we give you a free week of scooping and stuff like that. You know, I'd say 95% of our customers stay with us for the duration of their dog's, life. So most of our clients have been with us for over 10 years.
Oh, wow.
You don't make you sign contracts or anything. You want to stay with us because we do the right thing. So we really have a good reputation in the industry.
Right. That's great, Jim. That's real good.
And technology, Nick, we've taken dog poop to a new level. We have GPS tracking on all of our trucks, so I know when a technician was in your yard, how long he was in your yard. It's a big thing. You want to be able to track people, your employees, to make it more profitable on the business end, and also people like to know if somebody was in their yard at a certain time. So it's a two-way street.
Oh wow, yeah, that's good, Jim. So you're really on top of your guys then.
Well, another thing too is we have all retired military. Most of our employees are retired military, so
that's real good.
We have a high quality personnel that comes to your yard.
Oh wow, definitely, Jim. Definitely. Jim, now I know you guys are expanding rapidly, so you have a special licensing agreement that you offer other people who want to start a business like this and other entrepreneurs.
Yeah, we actually we have that coming out in a month, and I'll give you a heads up on that when it's ready to be released. But we're going to offer licensing agreements and territorial agreements to different states coming real soon.
Okay, that's great, Jim. That's great. Thank you. I mean, Tom, do you have anything you want to add, or Ron, any other questions for Jim as far as Scooby-Doo goes?
I just am impressed of how, Jim, you noticed a need. Just from that small interaction that occurred, an idea popped into your mind that you said, let me go down that path. What type of research did you go into to decide that was going to be the business idea and model you were going to go for?
Well, as you see, I like to talk. So when I had the tire shop, I would start asking people, do you scoop the dog's poop? Because I would talk to all my customers and stuff like that. And we had a high turnover. A lot of people would come in with flats, so I saw a lot of people over a daily basis. So at that time, I did a lot of research that way. Again, the internet wasn't as big as it was now, so I did search a little bit with that, and found out there is a need. And primarily where we started on Long Island, I mean, like I said, everybody's working. The wife's working, the husband's working. Nobody has time. Time is the biggest commodity. So if we could take the dog poop out of the picture, people have more time when we found the niche, and like you said, and we went for it as a true entrepreneur would, and it worked out.
So just for the people watching and learning from this, I mean, you had the idea, but then, as you just said, you got feedback directly from people. So you were just testing the market to see, is there a market that's willing to pay for this? And then once you got a signal, you probably trial close people. So if I were to do a service like this, would you be willing to pay $9 a week for that? And you got people to give you their verbal commitment in advance to you even having the business, is probably my guess.
Absolutely. Like I said, the first week we decided to go, I had 10 customers lined up.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
They were like, please come to my house. And that seems to be the norm right now. People, like I said, people don't have time, but it's becoming like it's an accepted service now because there's a lot of copycat people popping up in different states and stuff like that doing this type of business. So it's more of an accepted service right now, like landscaping.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any verticals that you're looking to go into? Do you have any expansion, like cross-sells that you could, hey, not only are we going to clean the poop, but we can actually groom your dog, or we can do something? Do you do anything else besides that, or is it simply...
the natural thing to do is we can play off a lot of different things like dog grooming, mobile dog grooming. We've looked into that. That's really another branch that we will probably get into in the future because our reputation speaks for itself, and there's a lot, we know that they have dogs at their house, and they want a quality grooming service. So that's probably the next field we're going to jump into. We also have right now, we're working with Yvonne Dagger, who's a renowned artist on Long Island, and she's doing pet portraits because people, love to see their pets on a daily basis, and they love to, have a fine oil painting of their pet.
Very smart. And that leads to something we teach on Second Income Club is referring other companies. So not necessarily you having to be the business, but you having like the resources. Hey, by the way, did you hear about so-and-so, that they do this? Do you have any type of referral deal set up with people that have other services to offer?
A few, but we're looking into doing, like, just like you said, doing like maybe a monthly newsletter out to our customer base because it's so vast.
Very cool. Those are my questions. Ron, you got any others?
I just want to add one thing also, actually. As Tom was saying, Jim properly validated and effectively validated the price point, is able to capture customers from the start, just like that. And Jim, also, one other question for you that I have. How did you advertise this business to get so big to where it is today?
You were breaking up, Nick. What was that? How did I advertise?
Yeah, what type of advertising were you doing?
Originally, we did a lot of paper advertising in print in the beginning because, like I said, the web wasn't as pronounced as it was there. So once we made the jump and went and got our web page, really Google AdWords was the key to our success. Right now, we're really probably getting 90% of our new customers from the web.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's a lot. That's awesome, Jim.
Yeah. Great tool.
Yeah, so people just right on Google, click on your ads.
People step and poop and they pull up, dog poop removal or whatever you want to call it, and we come up number one, and they call us.
That's awesome. That's great, Jim. That's where you want to be, number one, just like that.
It's good to be a king.
The king of poop himself. Well, thanks a lot, Jim, Tom, and Ron, for your time. Thanks for all the viewers watching, and that's it. Thanks a lot, guys.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thank you. Great stuff.
Thanks, Tom.